There's been a lot of talk about cases being dismissed and people being released from jail with the court situation right now, with courts being essentially shut down, or most cases are being suspended and set off sometime because of the health situation in the jails and in the courts. So there's talk and questions about cases getting dismissed and about inmates in jail being released. And I want to talk about that and how that's going on here in Memphis and Shelby County. There are some cases that are just getting dismissed. That's being done by the district attorney's office. They have the discretion to do that. And because they are the ones who prosecute cases and bring cases before a grand jury or before the court, so they can early on in the proceeding, like now, they can choose to dismiss a case, basically drop the charge. So they're doing that in some cases to free up the court system, so things aren't so hectic when normal operations do resume. Now, what kinds of cases are getting dismissed? It seems to generally be low-level type offenses, non-violent crimes, of course. It's really, like I said, at their discretion, at the prosecutor's discretion, and they review the case and determine if it's one that should be dismissed. So what kinds of cases are being dismissed? Again, low-level, non-violent offenses. Here in Memphis, we have a lot of driving on suspended license cases. A lot of people out there driving around whose license has been suspended for one reason or another, and they get pulled over, for a routine traffic stop, and when it's determined, when the police officer realizes the driver's license is suspended, they can be charged with that offense. So that happens a lot here in Memphis and Shelby County. So I imagine a lot of those kinds of cases are getting thrown out. How about shoplifting cases? I'm not sure. That could be one that qualifies, shoplifting or misdemeanor drug possession. Again, it's at their discretion. So if you've got a charge that might qualify for one of those and you're not sure, what they're doing basically is for people who are out of custody, they're sending them letters. They're sending them letters in the mail and saying, your case is dismissed, you don't have to come back to court, period. If you haven't gotten one of those letters, then assume that your case is still going on and you should take it seriously and treat it like you normally would. And that would mean, of course, going to court on your court date, and most importantly, getting a lawyer to represent you. So if you're not sure, if you think your case is still going on, but you don't have a lawyer, give me a call and tell me about it, and we'll see. I can't make it go away at this point. That's going to be the prosecutor's call, but I can look into it and maybe answer some of your questions. Now, what about people who are in jail that are getting released? Again, if their case has been dismissed, then they're released from jail, and it could be one of those cases that I just described. There are a lot of people sitting in the Shelby County Jail on low-level, non-violent type offenses, and some of them are getting released. There are certain criteria that the prosecutor is going to look at to determine if someone's eligible for a release. The type of charge, of course. If the person has a violent history, then they may not get that benefit. If they have multiple cases, they may not get it. If they're on probation, or if they were out on bond on one charge, picked up another charge, and are now back in jail, then they probably won't get released or get their case dismissed. So it's a case-by-case determination. Now, if you know somebody who's in jail, and you're wondering, can I get them out? This is a health scare going on right now. Maybe they are at risk. Maybe they have medical issues that need to be looked at, and they might qualify. Maybe their case can't get dismissed, but they may qualify for a bond reduction. Okay, there's a lot of that going on right now. That's very important. And that's something that if you have a family member or somebody in jail, they may qualify for a bond reduction. You should call the lawyer. Call me and tell me about their case. It's happening right now. Judges are being a lot more benevolent. They're given a lot more leeway and discretion to reducing bonds and reducing the population in jails because of the health hazards right now. And that's something that needs to be looked into. I've been able to do it for some clients, and I've got some hearings coming up for clients. Other lawyers, I know every day in our state and federal court system there are hearings going on to determine if somebody is eligible for a bond release based strictly on the health hazards and any existing medical conditions. So if you know somebody who's in that situation, call me, and we'll see what we can do and try and get their case in front of a judge and maybe get a bond reduction or even get them released on recognizance because of this emergency situation. Give me a call first. Thanks for watching.